Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel again for the next in my FPV series, which is the Sonicmodell Wing Pro, which arrived in last week. Sat and watched this for a while, the launch of it, and all the pre-production stuff. Then the dispatch of the models to the usual suspects, free of charge, that do these builds for these Chinese manufacturers, presumably in return for a positive review. I didn't watch any of those at all. I then sat back and waited again, because a lot of guys in the groups were saying that they'd ordered the airframe, obviously, pay for them with their own money, and I prefer to listen to the reviews from these guys for a more subjective and honest review of the item rather than somebody's biased view. So anyway, the kit arrived in quite a small box, as everybody comments about. There's the box right there. This particular box is empty. Maybe I should ask Banggood for a refund now. Certainly no unboxing videos on this channel. Basically, the thing comes in 3 parts. Well, more than 3 parts, but it's winglets and other bits and pieces. Canopies, you get different canopies. That's a centre section, which I've made a little bit of a start with already. This is not really going to be a build video such, because truthfully there's not an awful lot to build on this model. Just a 1 meter wingspan flying wing, which I'll go into in a bit more depth once I get it complete. I'll probably just do a walk around of the thing. So that's a centre section. The left wing, which I've completed, the winglets on the end there came separate. Again, nothing to it. Servos on the wing. That's the external magnetometer, which I'll talk about more on the walk around. And the linkages already in. I do like the ball link linkages that Sonicmodell supplied with this model. I have to say, I do like Sonicmodell's kits. They are quite that's the other wing. They are quite a nice kit. This one's no exception. The fit and finish of it's very good indeed. Same thing, apart from the Uhf Dipole out on the right wing there. Same thing again, not much to see. Same linkages. So that's where I've got this so far, and we'll just keep making some headway. So now going to tune the Uhf Dipole that I use. You can see the dipole out on the ER Pro's wing, above and below, half-width dipole for Uhf. So I've intentionally cut this antenna long so the resonant frequency would be below the frequency I want, so I can trim it back. So I've got it set up on the bench. I'm using a 5-watt source transmitter. There's my bird through line. I've got a 5-watt Uhf slug in there, so the scale shows 5 watts full scale deflection. And we're first of all going to check the VSWR of the antenna before I trim it. There's the forward power, slightly under, say about 3.4 watts. The interesting one for us is the reflected power, which we're going to see now. The reflected power there is about 430 milliwatts. So that gives us a VSWR somewhere around about 2.1 to 1, which is a little bit high, even though we're not using telemetry. I'm going to trim the antenna a little bit at a time, and we're going to get this down to an acceptable level so the antenna's tuned
to the receiver, which obviously makes for a, you know, a better reception. So I've trimmed the antenna a little bit at a time, and we're going to run the same test again, trying to get this down towards an acceptable level. Once again, 5 watts full scale deflection on the meter, and we're showing a reflected power now somewhere around about 250 milliwatts. So that's down. Show the forward power again after having trimmed the antenna top and bottom. 3.5 watts forward. $250 milliwatts reflected for a VSWR about 1.55 to 1, which is totally acceptable for what we need for this.
Okay, we got there with the wing. We've got it built up there now. Going to do a bit of a walk around with it. As I said earlier, there's not really that much involved to do a build video, so I thought I would just do a walk around. We'll start at the back of the plane. We've got a sunny sky, 2216 1250 kV Series 3 motor on there, and that's an 8x6 prop at the minute. It's just been used for testing. I've also got a 9x6 and a 10x5 prop to play with, so we're hoping that should give us a bit of a variation. So we've used the spot in the canopy at the back for the GPS. I haven't used the cover, I've just covered it over. You can see it flashing away merrily there. Underneath the cover, I've just got some foil under the GPS as a kind of a ground plane. The motor wires coming through the back. The ESC is a 40 amp Black Mantis with a heat shrink off and a bit of extra heatsink for cooling, mounted on a 3D printed case in the back. There's the buzzer there for the Maytag board. So then the feed comes through the bulkhead. Sonicmodell have been really great with this model. They've supplied lots of vias and feed throughs and different things into the front canopy here. So in the front canopy, you'd think this thing was designed actually for the Maytag F405 wing. And that's what's in there. Once again, not much to see. Battery, that's not the flight battery incidentally, I've just got that in there for running some tests. Flight battery is going to be a 4S2P 181650 pack, which I haven't got built yet. VTX is in there, which is a Eachine TX1200. Got it on 25 milliwatts at the moment, so I don't get too hot in here. Once again, nice vias and cutouts to get cables and wiring and things through. Then the other side, we've got the Open LRS receiver coming through and connecting to the Maytag. On the front, I've got the Runcam 5 fitted into a 3D printed TPU case that fits nicely in the front of the plane. I believe it was designed for this. Downloaded it from Thingiverse and Alan printed it out for us. Next to that, we've got the Canex Ant, which I'm absolutely amazed at the quality of the video from this thing. Such a small camera, very high resolution, 12-inch TV line, very low light. Really pleased with the results of that thing. It was only about £12 or something to buy, which absolutely amazing. The quality we're getting from it. So, I mean, basically that's it. Just not much more to see on this model. The thing goes together quite nicely. I have used a compass on this plane. I like to use compasses on all my FPV models. I always think it's a bit of belt and braces underneath. That's the compass on the wing there, the external compass. Nothing to see underneath, basically. The reason I used that compass there instead of the one that's built into the GPS receiver is because I really wasn't happy with the position of the GPS receiver, or the compass next to the HT and the motor wires and the ASC wires and things. So I disconnected the compass that was built into the GPS, and I had that compass lying around for years. It's a Honeywell compass. I bought it years ago for some reason, I don't know why, but eventually it's come in handy. Found it in the drawer, so we mounted it in the wing and it's working extremely well. So a little bit of belt and braces, compass and GPS. I know a lot of guys don't use compass on fixed wing, but I always think the more information you can give to the flight controller, the better. And I've been in instances where GPS signals under certain atmospheric conditions can be blocked or hampered. Maybe the compass would save the aircraft, I don't know. Maybe if you're far out and you know your GPS signal goes, at least the compass knows the way home. So there we go. That's it, that's the build, that's all we got. It'll be a long time before we get to test fly this thing because we're on total lockdown here in the UK and the weather in my part of the world is absolutely crap. So it's going to be a while before we get a maiden. Anyway, thanks for watching, thanks for coming back to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.